we'll just cover one last topic tonight, since the other one doesn't really have as much to it, and I feel like we've kind of beaten that topic to death with the Horizon remaster. But Assassin's Creed Shadows. So there's been obviously a lot of backlash with this game for various reasons, between going with the mythical, I guess you could say, potentially historical character of Yasuke the Black Samurai. Whether or not he was a real character, a real person, we don't know all that, but various other things that people take issues with this game, and then of course the pricing structure and various other things. But Ubisoft has confirmed they decided to delay Assassin's Creed Shadows. So instead of coming to exclusively to Ubisoft Connect, as well as PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X, it is being delayed to February 14th of 2025. So it's coming out in Black History Month. And it is also coming to Steam and Epic Games Store, or at least I believe it's Epic Games as well. Let me double check on that. Looking at a couple tweets from both them and from Wario64. Another thing with this is that they are also departing from the traditional season pass model. All players will be able to enjoy the game at the same time on February 14th, and those who pre-order the game will be granted the first expansion for free. So let's see here. Let me look at what Ubisoft specifically says. I guess this is still just a screenshot. Yes, okay, it doesn't look like it's Epic Games Day 1, but it is on Steam Day 1, which is the first time that they put one of their mainline Assassin's Creed games on Steam Day 1 in many years. I honestly can't remember the last time they did that. So, what are your thoughts?
So it's definitely interesting that they brought the game out, or at least to bring it to Steam, and also interesting that they are canceling all pre-orders and refunding all pre-orders, and sort of changing their model, and also giving the people, or giving everyone, the first expansion for free. It's also interesting that they delayed the game as well, which is interesting because I remember that they recently said they weren't going to show up at the Tokyo Game Show, and that they were canceling their appearance there. And we sort of know now we know why now, because of the fact that it's delayed. Honestly, to me, this just is all desperation from Ubisoft. I mean, their stocks were dropping like a stone recently, and they were calling to have the CEO replaced, or at least shareholders wanted to have the CEO replaced. So I feel like they're trying to do the best they can with sales of Shadow, especially considering the fact that Outlaws, didn't perform as they had anticipated. So they're really trying to just perform a Hail Mary and just like see if our gamble works, if we can delay the game. I mean, granted, I don't know the state of the performances. I don't know if there are any bugs, but if they were going to ship it out with technical issues, and then that definitely would really cripple their sales there if people were saying, hey, this game has so many bugs in it that it's just bad. So that could possibly be a reason as to why they are delaying it. I don't know if they could be also delaying it because they may or may not be altering. I mean, I don't know how much they can really even do considering the time frame they have, but maybe that might be altering some stuff, maybe within the story, which they say, oh, maybe we shouldn't do it. Maybe we should not put this in here because people might not like that. So, I mean, they might not completely remove everything, but they might alter some stuff here and there. And I mean, considering the fact that also one of the, I can't remember if this was a pre-order bonus or if this was some sort of merchandise or something like that they had, which was having one of the single arches, or it's just like even like I think maybe like a Funko or something like that, some sort of figure. And I know there was definitely a lot of backlash because of that, because that was an actual thing in Japan, and it was related to the bombing of Hiroshima and stuff like that. So I know that definitely rubbed the Japanese community the wrong way there. So I don't know if they're also going to be working on something like that because of that there. So I don't know. This definitely just seems like desperation from Ubisoft. They've it's cool that they've brought it to Steam, but I feel like this is just something that they've done that's way too late, and you know, they can flounder, but I really do not have any sympathy for them because they dug this pit that they've landed in, and they've been digging it for years with how they've released their games, you know, not having their games on Steam, gradually, you know, trying to cater to a modern audience, you know, their subscription services, you know, they're in, of course, more recently with this in this year, you know, having to pay $100+ for a version of a game, and you know, it's just them really trying to regain the favor of gamers. But you know, I do not know how well this is going to play out for them. But yeah.
Yeah, this is just a side note because I think it's funny. So, you know, there's this official, or, you know, there's this screenshot of everything from Wario 64 talking about the delay, and some genius person responds, "Yote will keep us occupied." Fire emoji. And of course, the first response after that, Yote is after Shadows. Just like, this guy's, oh my goodness, I just facepalmed so hard when I saw that. It's just like, wow, PlayStation fanboy who doesn't even pay attention. It's like they literally said this game is coming out in 2025, and then you're saying, oh yeah, Yote will keep us occupied while we wait for Assassin's Creed Shadows that's probably coming out earlier. Because it's like, no, Ghost of Yote is probably going to be a fall or, I mean, it's going to be like late summer, early fall game. It's not going to be before Assassin's Creed Shadows. Oh, just, fanboys.
What are you going to
do? Okay, anyway, so my thoughts on all of this, obviously I agree with what you said. They're floundering, they're trying to avoid having 2 bombs in 1 year, because they know that this game is I mean, not that it's not going to sell, because of course it's going to sell, but it's going to do a lot worse. I mean, it's going to be bad enough that shareholders are not going to be happy with the reception if it comes out this year and they have 2 massive high budget games coming out the same year and not selling well, and of course then being broken and all that other stuff. Them releasing on Steam, it's like, well, how are the turntables? You know, they should have been doing this all along, because I mean, they still would have probably had some people buying from their launcher. I mean, like, I don't entirely have a problem with their launcher. Like, I have a bunch of games that I got through them. I mean, the only real reason, like, I even started using their launcher was because of the fact that when Watch Dogs 2 came out, that was exclusive to their launcher. And I really wanted to play it on day one, and I'm glad I did, because it was a fantastic game. It was so much better than the first game. But they've just been, I mean, like I don't mind their launcher, but these practices, especially the pricing for Star Wars Outlaws and now Assassin's Creed Shadows, it's just like, this is ridiculous what they're charging for this. And thankfully they decided to abandon the season pass model and they're giving away the first DLC to people for free to people who pre-ordered the game. It's like, okay, that's reasonable incentive. I think that's actually pretty decent. Question is, what are they going to charge? But at least they're bringing it to Steam day one, and I think that's very good. Like, I wish I could actually just transfer all of my Assassin's Creed licenses over to Steam without having to deal with their launcher, because then that would just be one less launcher, and it would be easier to play those games without having to do the run around adding the non-Steam game and still having to have the Ubisoft launcher installed and all that. That being said, I don't really know what else to say. I think it's obvious that this is something that they are planning to do. They did say that this game will mark the return of our new releases on Steam day one. So this is going to be going forward. All of their new releases are going to be on Steam day one. Of course, then that brings up the question: when are they going to bring some of the ones that haven't yet come to Steam, like Assassin's Creed Mirage, for example, and any others that they still have outstanding at this point. But yeah, that is all I got.
Same here.